Derek, in your experience, what lead gen plays are working right now, 2025? How are you getting leads?
A lot of different avenues, but I think the big ones, certainly our database, our Realtor referrals. They know, trust, and like us, and trying to make more of an online presence. Building the relationship before they even know us.
It's no secret, rates kind of skyrocketed back in 2020, 2021. What's changed in your marketing since then?
A whole lot has changed. I think we had to really double down. Deals weren't falling out of the sky like
Yep.
they once were during the COVID years. So we really had to go back to the basics of like what really is working, what people just weren't calling in just because rates were low. We had to give them a reason to call in. So ultimately, people need to be educated, certainly. I think that's such a turbulent time. We saw like record lows to like the fastest increase of rates in 40 years. And when things change rapidly, people freeze and they have uncertainty and people don't buy when they're uncertain about things. So it was really educating that the sky's not falling, like the bleeding will stop. And this is why it's still a good time to buy. So I've been big about educating clients on all different ways, especially social media, a lot of videos that reaches the masses on just, it's not about timing the market, it's time in the market. And anybody that's been in a house for any period of time, they're happy.
Derek, where do the hidden opportunities lie in this market? What do you think?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think hidden opportunities certainly are places that people aren't looking or maybe overlooking. I think certainly in the broker channel and the way the world is today, there's so many shiny objects. We could walk out of this conference with 20 different new ideas, but if you just implement one of them, you're probably ahead of 90% of the people here. It's kind of the idea. I think you could just get like paralyzed by all the different things, the shiny objects all around. I think it's going back to, we spend so much time on getting that brand new, fresh client we fight every other person out there for, which is important. You got to do that. You got to start somewhere with them. But then it's so much easier, the people that know and already trust you. And if you just take care of them, and I think we overlook that. People spend 90% of their effort on the new ones and not near enough on the ones they already have.
How are you differentiating in that first touch? Whether it be a call, text, email, direct mail, how do you stand out?
Sure. I think what's allowed me to really rise to the top at Nexa is just, I make it about them. I think so many people, they have a pre-planned script of like, this is how I sell clients. Oh, if you're really skilled at this, if you're really like an expert at your craft, you have a wide repertoire, you ebb and flow with what's important to them. There's some people that are very analytical. They want to go through the numbers. They're the investors. Okay, great. Let's do it that way. Let's whip out the spreadsheet. Let's hammer it out.
Yeah.
And there's some people, they want to buy that house because they want a backyard for their dog and their kids and their family, and they want to have cookouts. And it's okay, let's make this a little more meaningful to them.
Yeah.
I also have a rule that I feel like, this is no knock, because I would do the same thing if I was in their shoes. People are going to forget 50% of what I tell them. No matter how perfectly I think it's laid out, they're going to get off the phone like, okay, awesome. What did he say here? So we've been big on kind of duplicating our social media, where a lot of the content we put together is based on questions that we get. Then live time, like on the fly during the process, I let them know at the very beginning, hey, don't worry, you don't have to memorize this stuff. We're going to send a recap of all this over to you.
Very cool.
So then we're popping up in their living room with them as they're talking to their spouse who maybe wasn't on the call at that time, so they could replay it. I think that really drives the point home.
Derek, what's one system or process that saves you hours on the daily that you wish you would have installed earlier in your loan business?
I think that's one thing for loan officers that I've helped and stuff. It's having a plan. Don't let the runoff happen. Don't forget about the client. We have a big accountability system with my team where like it's all worked on follow-up dates, and we have to get as basic as that sounds, but you can't finish today until you have follow-up dates. That right there is the most basic of things, but surprisingly, I've learned people don't do it. We're all about the shiny objects. We've implemented all kinds of tech, we could go on for days about that, but I think it all goes back to, you can implement, or you can plug stuff in, but are you actually using it and actually making sure that it doesn't slip through? So it's consistency. I think we show up every day.
What are loan officers sleeping on? What are they not taking action on in 2025 that they absolutely should?
I certainly think tech is everything. Every year it's evolving. I mean, you can use AI for so many different things. That's obviously the buzzword of every industry right now. But I think people think AI, they think, I don't want a robot calling my clients. And maybe that's not for them. And that's cool. That's understandable. Maybe it's not for me. But I think AI is so many other things. It's the glue in between, we've certainly found, where one thing can talk to the other and make sure, instead of having to go manually do these 5 different tasks, I could do the first one and it creates the domino effect. It does it all for us to make sure things don't slip through. So I think finding other ways, I think some people just get turned off to hear about AI to shut it down. So I think dive in a little more, educate on what it could do for your business, even if it's not customer facing internally.
So you said you started in the loan business about 10 years ago. What's the one piece of advice that you wish you had gotten when you first started being a mortgage broker?
Get back up, dust yourself off, and go harder tomorrow. I had a really good talk with a really good friend of mine last night, Tammy Saul, who's one of the top loan officers in the country. And her and I were bouncing ideas back and forth. And we both kind of agreed that, I think we had a different way of explaining. My way is like more the sports analogy. So I'm thinking of like a pitcher in baseball, where that pitcher has to go full effort, 100%, as fast as they can, throw that pitch to home plate. And maybe it's a great pitch. Okay, you get back up, you got to do it again. Or maybe it's a bad pitch. They hit a home run. Well, you need to remember what happened. Like, oh my gosh, I missed my spot. I threw the wrong pitch, whatever it is. Don't do that again. Like, take it all in, and like, you can be hard on yourself for a second. And then as soon as you get back up there, that doesn't matter at all. Get about it. It's all present in the moment. I think that's something in our industry where naturally it's an industry of failure. The people that get the most yeses get the most nos. And I think it's realizing that, not the end of the world. Like there's always the next client, there's always the next deal, and we could always hone our craft to get sharper the next time, throw a better pitch, but it's really just not let that thing linger.
Yeah.
Learn from it, get the lessons, and move on.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, I appreciate it.